In the vast, untamed wildernesses of our planet, from the golden savannas of Africa to the rugged deserts of North America, life unfolds in a tapestry of intricate relationships and silent struggles. Here, beneath the open sky and among the tangled undergrowth, a fundamental law governs all existence: hunt or be hunted. Every day this law is enacted in a relentless ballet of survival, where the swiftest gazelle must outmaneuver the lion, and the cleverest hare must evade the silent approach of the coyote. The air is thick with tension, each heartbeat echoing the ancient rhythm of predator and prey. This timeless drama is not merely a contest of strength or speed, but a complex interplay of senses, instincts, and learned behaviors. The lion's patient stalk, the wolf's coordinated pursuit, each movement is a calculated risk, a testament to the delicate balance that sustains life. At the very apex of this intricate web stand the apex predators, creatures honed by countless generations of evolution into nature's ultimate hunters. Their presence is not defined by brute force alone, but by a suite of adaptations that allow them to dominate their realms. These magnificent animals, unchallenged by other predators in adulthood, are more than hunters. They are the unseen architects of their ecosystems. Their influence radiates outward, shaping the very structure and function of the environments they inhabit. The mere presence of an apex predator can alter the behavior of entire herds. Wildebeest graze with one eye on the horizon, elephants shift their migration routes, and antelope gather in tighter groups, all in response to the silent threat lurking nearby. The role of an apex predator extends far beyond the act of the hunt. Their movements carve invisible boundaries across the land, shaping the territories of other animals and influencing the distribution of resources. Through their selective predation, they act as agents of natural selection, culling the weak, the sick, and the unwary. This ensures that only the most resilient individuals survive, strengthening the genetic fabric of prey populations. By regulating the numbers of large herbivores, apex predators prevent overgrazing and the subsequent degradation of grasslands and forests. In their absence, unchecked herds can strip the land bare, triggering soil erosion and the collapse of entire ecosystems. This phenomenon, known as a trophic cascade, ripples through every layer of the ecosystem. Rivers run clearer, forests grow denser, and a greater diversity of life flourishes, all because of the silent influence of these top predators. When a top predator is removed, the consequences are swift and severe. Prey populations explode, vegetation is decimated, and the landscape itself is transformed, often beyond recognition. Biodiversity plummets, and the intricate web of life begins to unravel. To understand apex predators is to glimpse the hidden machinery of nature, a network of relationships where every species, from the smallest insect to the mightiest carnivore, plays a vital role in maintaining the balance of life. The lives of these predators are shaped by immense pressures. Every sense is sharpened, every instinct refined, as they navigate a world where failure is unforgiving and success is fleeting. To reign at the top demands a rare combination of power, agility, intelligence, and specialized adaptations. The cheetah's explosive acceleration, the eagle's unerring vision, each is a masterpiece of evolutionary engineering. Every species has developed its own arsenal of tools and tactics. The crocodile's patient ambush beneath murky waters, the tiger's silent approach through dense jungle. Each strategy is tailored to the unique challenges of their environment. In the African savanna, the lion pride exemplifies the power of cooperation. Each member plays a distinct role, from the stealthy flankers to the powerful closers, working in concert to bring down formidable prey. Along riverbanks, crocodiles lie in wait, motionless for hours, until the perfect moment to unleash a burst of power and seize their quarry. In the arid deserts, rattlesnakes employ stealth and venom, using heat-sensing pits to detect the faintest movement of prey beneath the sand. These hunting methods, refined over millennia, are the result of relentless competition and adaptation. Each success and failure leaves its mark, shaping the next generation in an endless cycle of improvement. Yet these animals are not defined solely by their predatory prowess. After the hunt, they nurture their young, share food with their kin, and rest beneath the shade, their bodies and minds recovering for the next challenge. The energy they acquire sustains not only themselves, but a host of other creatures. Scavengers, insects, and even plants benefit from the nutrients returned to the ecosystem. From birth, the young of these species are thrust into a world of danger and opportunity. Playful sparring among cubs hones their reflexes, while the lessons of the hunt are passed down through observation and imitation. Social bonds are forged and tested as young predators learn the complex hierarchies and subtle cues that govern group dynamics. Early attempts at hunting are often clumsy and unsuccessful, but each failure is a lesson, each success a step closer to mastery. As they mature, these animals must defend their territories against rivals, using displays of strength, vocalizations, and sometimes fierce combat to secure their place in the world. Life at the top is fraught with peril. A single miscalculation can mean hunger, injury, or even death. The margin for error is razor thin, and only the most adept survive. And yet within this crucible of competition and adaptation, we find some of the most awe-inspiring and charismatic beings on Earth, living embodiments of nature's relentless creativity and the unseen architects of the wild. On the vast, sun-drenched plains of Africa, no creature commands more respect or awe than the African lion. With every measured stride, the lion exudes an ancient authority, its golden mane catching the first light of dawn, a living symbol of power, resilience, and the delicate balance of the savannah. Unlike any other big cat, lions are deeply social, their lives woven together in intricate family groups called prides. These prides are not just collections of individuals, but tightly knit societies where every member has a role and every interaction shapes the destiny of the group. A typical pride consists of 10 to 15 lions, mostly related lionesses, their playful cubs, and one or more dominant males. The lionesses form the heart of the pride, their bonds, forged through years of cooperation, shared motherhood, and mutual defense. The males, often brothers or close kin, have fought fiercely to earn their place, and their presence is both a shield and a challenge. Social interactions are constant and complex. Lionesses groom one another, reinforcing alliances and soothing tensions. Cubs tumble and play, learning the skills they will need to survive. Even the smallest gesture, a nuzzle, a gentle swat, carries meaning in this royal society. The pride's true strength lies in its unity, especially when it comes to hunting. Lionesses, the primary hunters, move with silent precision through the tall grass, their bodies low and eyes fixed on distant prey. Each hunt is a masterclass in strategy and communication, with roles assigned based on experience, age, and position within the pride. The males, with their imposing manes, serve as both guardians and symbols of the pride's strength. Their manes protect them during violent clashes with rivals, and their very presence deters would-be challengers. Yet their role is not limited to brute force. They are vigilant sentinels, ever watchful for threats that could shatter the pride's stability. Patrols along the pride's borders are a daily ritual. Males mark their territory with scent and sound, their deep roars echoing for miles, a warning to intruders and a reassurance to their own. When rivals approach, confrontations are swift and brutal, the outcome often determining the fate of generations. The roar of a male lion is a force of nature, rolling across the savannah like thunder. It is both a declaration and a deterrent, a sound that proclaims dominion over the land and the lives within it. Yet the throne is never secure. Nomadic males, driven by hunger and instinct, roam the fringes, waiting for a moment of weakness. When they challenge the resident males, the ensuing battles are fierce, and the consequences ripple through the pride. If new males succeed in overthrowing the pride's rulers, the aftermath is harsh. The incoming kings often kill the cubs sired by their predecessors, a brutal act that brings the lionesses back into estrus and ensures the new male's genetic legacy. Lionesses, fiercely protective, will risk everything to defend their young, but the cycle of power is relentless. Hunting is the lioness's domain, an art honed by generations. Each hunt begins with careful observation, reading the wind, watching the movements of antelope, buffalo, or zebra. Communication is silent. A flick of the tail, a subtle shift in posture, a shared glance. As dusk falls, the pride fans out, each lioness taking her position. Some drive the prey forward, while others lie in wait, hidden by the grass. Timing is everything. A single misstep can mean failure. But when the plan works, the result is a perfectly executed ambush. Their targets are often the great migratory herds, wildebeest, zebra, and the formidable Cape buffalo. The lionesses study the herd, searching for the weak, the young, or the isolated. Patience is their greatest weapon, and they may wait for hours before making their move. Camouflage is key. The lion's tawny coats blend seamlessly with the dry grasses, allowing them to approach within striking distance. Every muscle is coiled, every sense alert, as they close in on their quarry. The final charge is a blur of speed and power. Lionesses leap onto their prey, using their weight and strength to bring it down. The kill is swift and efficient, a suffocating bite to the throat, delivered with precision and overwhelming force. Physically, lions are masterpieces of evolution. Their muscular bodies are built for explosive bursts of speed, not endurance. Every sinew and tendon is designed for the ambush, for the sudden, decisive attack that can mean the difference between feast and famine. In the chase, lions can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, but only for a few seconds. Their hunts are calculated risks, each one a test of strength, strategy, and teamwork. Their jaws, capable of exerting 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch, can crush bone and hold even the most desperate prey. This power allows them to consume nearly every part of their kill, leaving little for scavengers. Mating is brief but frequent, a ritual repeated dozens of times over several days. This ensures the continuation of the pride's bloodline, and every new cub is a testament to the pride's resilience. The lion's range shapes the very fabric of the savannah. As apex predators, they regulate prey populations, influence the movements of herds, and even affect the growth of vegetation by controlling grazing patterns. Every hunt, every territorial battle, every new generation is a thread in the tapestry of life on the savannah, a living drama of dominance, survival, and the enduring legacy of royalty. In the dawn of time, when the world was young and the continent still shifting, the rivers of Africa teemed with life forms both strange and formidable. Long before the lion's roar echoed across the savannah, the waterways were ruled by a lineage of predators whose ancestry stretches back over 200 million years, an unbroken chain of survival and adaptation. The Nile crocodile stands today as a living relic, a direct descendant of prehistoric giants that once shared the earth with dinosaurs. Over the course of 60 million years, natural selection has sculpted this creature into a near-perfect aquatic ambush predator, its body a testament to the relentless pressures of evolution. Its armor-plated skin, a mosaic of bony scutes, offers protection from both rivals and prey. The crocodile's powerful tail, muscular and flexible, propels it through water with silent efficiency, while its webbed feet allow for sudden bursts of speed or subtle adjustments in current. Submerged beneath the surface, the crocodile becomes nearly invisible, with only its eyes and nostrils exposed. Specialized sensory organs line its jaws, detecting the faintest vibrations, an evolutionary adaptation that allows it to sense the approach of prey, even in total darkness. It is a master of stillness, blending seamlessly with its environment. This ancient hunter relies on patience, stealth, and the element of surprise, waiting motionless for hours, sometimes days, until the moment to strike arrives. When an unsuspecting animal approaches the water's edge, the crocodile erupts from the depths with astonishing speed. Its attack is a blur of muscle and precision, a split-second calculation honed by countless generations of successful hunters. The jaws snap shut with a force among the greatest in the animal kingdom, estimated at over 5,000 pounds per square inch. Conical teeth interlock perfectly, designed not for chewing, but for gripping and holding even the most desperate prey. Once the jaws are closed, escape is almost impossible. The immense pressure and perfect alignment of teeth ensure that the crocodile's hold is unbreakable, a product of evolutionary arms races with prey species over millennia. For larger prey, the crocodile employs a gruesome but effective adaptation: the death roll. By spinning its entire body with explosive force, it tears flesh and bone apart, a technique that has remained unchanged since the age of the megafauna. This brutal maneuver allows the crocodile to dismember animals many times its own size, maximizing its chances of survival in a world where only the most efficient hunters endure. Such raw, untamed power has made the Nile crocodile one of the most successful predators in Africa's history, shaping the behavior of countless other species that share its domain. Nowhere is this legacy more evident than during the great wildebeest migration across the Mara River. Here, the crocodile's evolutionary prowess is put on full display as millions of herbivores risk everything to cross these ancient waters. Each year, as the herds surge forward, crocodiles gather in astonishing numbers, drawn by instinct and the promise of abundance, a ritual as old as the river itself. In the chaos, thousands of wildebeest fall victim to these ancient predators. It is estimated that as many as 6,000 perish in a single season, a testament to the crocodile's efficiency and the harsh realities of survival. Yet, this event is not merely a spectacle of predation. The crocodile plays a vital ecological role, culling the weak, the sick, and the unlucky, ensuring the health and vitality of the herds and the balance of the ecosystem. The river, a lifeline for the plains, is transformed into a gauntlet of danger, a domain ruled by these ancient reptiles, whose presence has shaped the landscape and its inhabitants for eons. Despite its formidable strength, the crocodile's evolutionary journey is marked by fascinating trade-offs. Its jaw-closing muscles are among the most powerful in the animal world, yet the muscles that open its mouth are surprisingly weak, a quirk of adaptation that has persisted through the ages. This paradoxical vulnerability is a reminder that even the most ancient and successful designs are not without their limitations, shaped by the demands and compromises of survival. The Nile crocodile endures as a living link to a distant past, its form and function refined by the relentless march of evolution. It is a silent, patient guardian of Africa's rivers, a timeless symbol of nature's ancient legacy of power, and a testament to the enduring strength of adaptation in the wild. In the vast, sun-drenched grasslands of Africa, a unique apex predator reveals that dominance in the wild is not always measured by brute strength or sheer size. Here, survival is often determined by a delicate balance between speed and vulnerability, a balance embodied by the cheetah. The cheetah is the undisputed champion of speed among terrestrial animals, capable of accelerating from 0 to 75 miles per hour in mere seconds. This explosive velocity is not just a spectacle. It is a finely tuned adaptation, the result of countless generations shaped by the relentless demands of the savannah. Every aspect of the cheetah's physique is engineered for speed. Its lightweight, elongated frame reduces drag, while its flexible spine acts as a powerful spring, allowing the animal to stretch its body with each stride and cover up to 25 feet in a single bound. The cheetah's long muscular tail serves as a dynamic counterbalance, enabling razor-sharp turns at breakneck speeds as it weaves through the tall grasses in pursuit of prey. Unlike the lion, whose power lies in teamwork and brute force, the cheetah is a solitary hunter, relying on stealth and a sudden, overwhelming burst of speed. It stalks its prey, often gazelles or impalas, using the cover of grass and the undulating terrain, inching closer until the final, heart-pounding chase begins. This specialization, however, comes at a steep price. The cheetah's body, built for acceleration, sacrifices muscle mass and bone density, making it far less robust than other large predators. Its slender limbs and narrow chest, while perfect for speed, leave it vulnerable in confrontations. The cheetah cannot afford to fight for its meals. It lacks the jaw strength and physical power to defend its catch from more formidable carnivores. Lions and spotted hyenas, with their superior strength and numbers, often drive the cheetah away from its hard-won prey. The cheetah's only defense is to abandon its meal and retreat, conserving its energy for another hunt. After a high-speed chase, the cheetah is left utterly depleted. Its body temperature soars and it must rest in the shade, panting heavily to cool down. During this vulnerable period, it is unable to defend itself or its kill, making it an easy target for opportunistic scavengers. This constant threat from larger predators forces the cheetah to hunt during the day when its rivals are less active and to consume its meal rapidly, always alert to the approach of danger. The cheetah's feeding strategy is a race against time. It must devour as much as possible before the inevitable arrival of competitors, often leaving a meal unfinished in its haste to escape. Beyond the daily struggle for food, the cheetah faces environmental challenges that test its resilience. Drought, habitat loss, and shrinking prey populations all threaten its survival. The species is further imperiled by a genetic bottleneck that occurred thousands of years ago, leaving today's cheetahs with remarkably low genetic diversity. This lack of variation weakens their immune systems and reduces their ability to adapt to new diseases or environmental changes. As the climate shifts and habitats fragment, the cheetah's fragility becomes ever more apparent. Even minor changes in the ecosystem can have devastating effects on their already precarious existence. Each cheetah is a vital link in the chain of survival. The loss of even a single individual can ripple through the population, threatening the future of the entire species. The cheetah's life is a constant negotiation between its extraordinary gifts and its inherent vulnerabilities. Every hunt, every sprint is a gamble with fate. It must move with caution, always aware of the dangers that lurk in the grass and the sky, from rival predators to the harsh realities of the African climate. The cheetah's existence is defined by moments of breathtaking speed and the ever-present risk of loss. Each chase pushes its body to the edge, and each meal is a fleeting victory in a world of constant competition. As the sun sets over the savannah, the cheetah stands as a fragile icon, a living testament to the intricate and sometimes unforgiving paths that evolution can carve. Its survival depends not on brute force or social alliances, but on a singular, breathtaking adaptation, the ability to transform speed into survival, if only for a fleeting moment, a masterpiece of nature's design, and a poignant reminder of the delicate balance that defines life at the top. In the vast, unforgiving deserts and arid grasslands of North America, where the sun scorches the earth and shade is a rare luxury, a silent and enigmatic apex predator thrives. The rattlesnake, a creature perfectly sculpted by evolution, moves with quiet authority through this harsh wilderness, its presence both feared and revered. The rattlesnake is a master of camouflage and patience. Its intricately patterned scales mirror the colors and textures of sand, rock, and brush, rendering it nearly invisible to both prey and predator. This cryptic appearance allows the snake to remain undetected for hours, conserving precious energy beneath the relentless desert sun. Unlike predators that rely on brute force or relentless pursuit, the rattlesnake is an ambush specialist. it selects a strategic location, perhaps beside a rodent trail or near a burrow, and waits, motionless, for the perfect moment to strike. This hunting method is a testament to its efficiency, allowing it to survive in an environment where every calorie counts. The rattlesnake's most iconic feature, the rattle at the end of its tail, is a marvel of natural engineering. Composed of interlocking keratin segments, the rattle produces a distinctive buzzing sound when vibrated, sometimes up to 50 times per second. This unmistakable warning is not a threat, but a plea for distance, a signal to larger animals that the snake wishes to avoid confrontation. The sound of the rattle carries across the desert, a clear message to any creature that wanders too close. Respect my space or face the consequences. This defensive adaptation has saved countless rattlesnakes from unnecessary conflict, allowing them to coexist with other wildlife in their ecosystem. When defense is not enough, the rattlesnake's true power is revealed in its highly advanced venom delivery system. Its long, hollow fangs fold back against the roof of its mouth until needed, then snap forward in a fraction of a second to inject venom deep into its prey. The strike is a feat of biological precision, swift, accurate, and devastating. In just 0.2 of a second, the rattlesnake delivers a complex cocktail of hemotoxic venom designed to immobilize and begin digesting its victim from within. This venom attacks blood cells and tissues, causing internal bleeding and rapid breakdown of the prey's body. The effects are swift and often fatal, ensuring the rattlesnake's meal cannot escape or fight back. With this potent weapon, the rattlesnake can subdue animals much larger than itself, rabbits, prairie dogs, and even ground-dwelling birds, without risking injury in a prolonged struggle. After striking, the rattlesnake often releases its prey, relying on its extraordinary sense of smell to track the dying animal. Using its forked tongue, it samples scent particles from the air, following the invisible trail until it locates its meal, which it then swallows whole, headfirst, bones and all. This energy-conserving approach is vital in the desert, where food is scarce and the cost of a failed hunt can be high. The rattlesnake's ability to go weeks, even months between meals is a testament to its remarkable adaptation. Contrary to popular belief, the rattlesnake is not aggressive. It avoids unnecessary encounters, preferring to remain hidden or retreat when possible. Its rattle is a last resort, a warning before it is forced to defend itself. The rattlesnake's senses are finely tuned for survival. Specialized heat-sensing pits on its face detect the infrared radiation emitted by warm-blooded animals, allowing it to hunt effectively even in total darkness. This nocturnal advantage means the rattlesnake can ambush mice, rats, and other small mammals that emerge after sunset, further cementing its role as a dominant predator in its ecosystem. Every aspect of the rattlesnake's behavior is shaped by its environment. It is a silent, patient, and precise hunter, an expert in the art of the ambush, perfectly attuned to the rhythms of the American wilderness. As an apex predator, the rattlesnake plays a vital role in maintaining the delicate balance of its ecosystem. By regulating populations of rodents and other small mammals, it prevents overgrazing and helps sustain the health of the desert landscape. Its predation keeps rodent numbers in check, reducing the spread of disease and protecting the fragile vegetation that supports countless other species. The presence of rattlesnakes is a sign of a healthy, functioning ecosystem, one where every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, has its place. Though often misunderstood and feared, the rattlesnake is not a villain of the wild. It seeks only to survive, to fulfill its ancient role as both hunter and guardian of the desert's fragile balance. The rattlesnake, silent, efficient, and endlessly adaptable, stands as a symbol of the wild heart of North America. Its story is one of survival, mastery, and the intricate web of life that binds all creatures to the land they call home. Across the vast, sun-drenched plains of Africa, and in wild places beyond, A complex symphony of survival unfolds each day. Here, apex predators do not exist in isolation. Instead, they are woven into a living tapestry of interdependence, competition, and adaptation. Every movement, every call, every hunt is a note in nature's grand composition, a performance where the stakes are nothing less than life itself. The spotted hyena, often misunderstood as a mere scavenger, is in fact a master strategist. Its reputation belies a reality of cunning intelligence and formidable strength. Hyenas are not simply opportunists, they are architects of their own fate, capable of both patience and explosive action. In the hunt, hyenas display remarkable coordination, using silent signals and vocal cues to outmaneuver their quarry. Up to 95% of their meals are earned through relentless pursuit and calculated teamwork, not scavenging. Their powerful jaws, the strongest among mammals of their size, allow them to shatter the largest bones, extracting nutrients inaccessible to most other predators. This ability not only sustains the clan, but also recycles vital minerals back into the ecosystem. Within the clan, a matriarchal hierarchy governs complex social interactions. Their famous laugh is just one of many vocalizations, each with a distinct meaning, warnings, greetings, or calls to rally the group. These bonds are the glue that holds the clan together, ensuring survival in a world of fierce competition. In the open grasslands, African wild dogs exemplify the power of unity. Their packs are tightly knit, each member playing a role in the hunt and in the care of the young. Their hunting strategy is a marvel of precision. With success rates soaring as high as 90%, wild dogs rely on relentless stamina and seamless cooperation, often running their prey to exhaustion in coordinated chases that can last for miles. Each member anticipates the other's moves, shifting positions with split-second timing. Their communication, chirps, whines, and high-pitched barks, keeps the pack unified, even when the hunt stretches across vast distances. After the chase, the spoils are shared. Even the youngest and weakest are fed first, a testament to the social contract that binds the pack. In this world, survival is not just about strength, but about the strength of the group. Their collective effort is a living example of how cooperation can rival and even surpass the might of solitary hunters. Yet, not all predators rely on numbers. The leopard, a solitary phantom, moves with silent grace through the undergrowth. Its survival depends on stealth, patience, and the ability to vanish into the landscape. The web of predation extends far beyond mammals. Raptors patrol the skies, reptiles lurk in the shadows, and fish prowl the rivers, each a specialist, each a vital thread in the food web. In the forests of Asia, the King Cobra reigns supreme. Its venom, potent enough to bring down an elephant, is a weapon of both defense and predation. The cobra's presence shapes the behavior of other animals, influencing the delicate balance of the ecosystem. But the Symphony of Survival is not only about the hunters. Prey species, too, are virtuosos in this performance. Herds of antelope and wildebeest move with synchronized precision, their senses honed to detect the faintest hint of danger. The landscape itself is shaped by the movements of giants. Elephants, giraffes, and other herbivores are ecosystem engineers, their daily routines sculpting the environment for countless other species. The African elephant, led by a wise matriarch, is a paragon of memory and empathy. Their social bonds are deep, their communications subtle and far-reaching. They mourn their dead, celebrate new life, and pass down knowledge through generations. Their trunks, marvels of evolution, are both delicate and powerful, capable of uprooting trees or plucking a single blade of grass. These tools are essential for survival, not just for elephants, but for the entire ecosystem they help sustain. By knocking down trees, digging water holes, and dispersing seeds, elephants create habitats for countless other creatures, from insects to birds to small mammals. In the rivers, the hippopotamus is a silent force. By day, it lingers beneath the surface, cooling its massive body. By night, it emerges to graze, shaping the riverbanks and grasslands with its passage. Despite their placid appearance, hippos are fiercely territorial. Their aggression maintains the delicate balance of riverine life, deterring rivals and predators alike. Their daily excretions fertilize the rivers, nourishing fish, plants, and invertebrates. This nutrient cycle sustains entire food webs, linking the fate of hippos to creatures both great and small. The black rhinoceros, solitary and elusive, shapes the landscape with every step, pruning shrubs and opening pathways for smaller animals. The Cape buffalo, meanwhile, forms living fortresses, encircling their young in a wall of muscle and horn to repel even the most determined lions. In this intricate web, every species, predator and prey, hunter and hunted, plays a vital role. Their lives are interwoven, their destinies bound together in a symphony of survival, where the harmony of nature is both fragile and profound. For all their power, cunning, and evolutionary mastery, apex predators now face a threat more formidable than any rival in the wild, one that is reshaping the very fabric of their existence. The world they once ruled is changing at a pace and scale that no natural adaptation can match. Across continents, the territories of these magnificent hunters are shrinking, carved up by the relentless advance of agriculture, industry, and urban sprawl. Once continuous wilderness is now a patchwork of isolated fragments, each one smaller and more vulnerable than the last. The most immediate and devastating threat remains poaching. In the shadows of the world's forests and grasslands, traps and snares claim victims indiscriminately, while the illegal trade in animal parts fuels a global black market that shows little sign of slowing. Driven by insatiable demand, poachers have decimated populations for their skins, bones, horns, and teeth. Each item represents not just a single animal, but a blow to the stability of entire ecosystems. In Tanzania's Nyerere National Park, the African elephant population plummeted from over 109,000 in 2006 to just 15,000 by 2014. This catastrophic loss, driven by the ivory trade, has left herds fractured and vulnerable, their social structures in disarray. But the threat is not only in the gun or the snare. Habitat loss, insidious and far-reaching, is erasing the wild from the map. Forests are felled, grasslands ploughed under, and wetlands drained, leaving predators with nowhere to hide, hunt, or raise their young. As human populations swell, the expansion of settlements, farms, and infrastructure carves up the landscape, severing ancient migration routes and isolating populations. The wild becomes a maze of barriers, each one a new challenge for survival. Forests are razed, grasslands transformed into monocultures, and rivers dammed, fracturing once vast territories into isolated pockets. The loss of connectivity means predators can no longer roam freely in search of prey or mates, and genetic diversity suffers. The Julius Nyerere hydropower project on the Rufiji River, for example, threatens to disrupt natural flood cycles that sustain breeding grounds for countless species. The ripple effects of such projects extend far beyond their immediate footprint, altering the delicate balance of entire ecosystems. Fragmented habitats restrict movement, limit access to food and mates, and force predators into ever smaller territories. The resulting isolation weakens populations, making them more susceptible to disease and genetic decline. As prey becomes scarce and territories shrink, predators are forced to adapt their hunting strategies, often with little success. The intricate dance between hunter and hunted is thrown out of balance, leading to starvation and population crashes. In these altered landscapes, even the most skilled hunters struggle to find enough to eat. Starvation and malnutrition become common, and the weakened animals are less able to defend their territories or raise their young. For the next generation, the outlook is even more precarious. Cubs and pups born into these fragmented, resource-poor environments face overwhelming odds, with many never reaching adulthood. Conservationists work tirelessly to monitor and protect what remains, but the challenges are immense. Tracking dwindling populations across vast, inaccessible terrain requires resources and commitment that are often in short supply. Technology offers new tools for understanding and protecting these animals, but it cannot replace the lost wilderness or restore the intricate web of life that once flourished there. The cost of inaction is measured in silence, the absence of footfalls, the stillness where once there was movement and life. Each loss reverberates through the ecosystem, weakening the resilience of the wild as a whole. Looming above all is the spectre of climate change. Shifting weather patterns, prolonged droughts, and unpredictable seasons disrupt the delicate timing of migrations, breeding, and the availability of food and water. Waterholes dry up, prey animals vanish, and the very ground beneath the predator's feet becomes hostile. The struggle for survival intensifies, and the old certainties of the wild are swept away by forces beyond any animal's control. As the environment changes faster than species can adapt, the intricate web of life begins to unravel. Each broken link weakens the whole, threatening collapse on a scale never before seen. The balance that apex predators have maintained for millennia is being thrown into chaos. Predator-prey relationships, once finely tuned, are now unpredictable, with consequences that ripple through every level of the ecosystem. The wild is fading, its future uncertain. The shadow of human progress stretches ever further, threatening to extinguish the light of these extraordinary species. If we do not act, the silence of the wild will be our legacy, a world where the roar of the lion and the sprint of the cheetah are lost forever. As the pressures of habitat loss and poaching intensify, a new era of conservation is unfolding, one defined by scientific innovation, ecological restoration, and the remarkable resilience of nature's apex predators. In Tanzania's Nyerere National Park, the elephant population, once decimated by relentless poaching, has staged a dramatic comeback. Through the deployment of advanced tracking collars and real-time monitoring, scientists have been able to anticipate threats and direct rapid response teams to vulnerable herds. By 2023, the park's elephant numbers soared past 20,000, a living testament to the power of targeted intervention and relentless vigilance. Lions, too, have benefited from these efforts. The reintroduction of prey species, such as impala and wildebeest, has restored the delicate balance of the food web. Scientific teams have used genetic analysis to ensure healthy breeding populations, while satellite imagery helps track the expansion of lion territories into newly protected areas. The African wild dog, once on the brink of local extinction, has rebounded thanks to vaccination campaigns that halted the spread of deadly diseases like rabies and canine distemper. Meanwhile, the return of vultures and other scavengers signals a healthier ecosystem, as these species play a vital role in disease control and nutrient cycling. Ecological restoration has extended beyond the Savannah. Along the Rufiji River, the government's decision to mimic natural flood cycles has revived critical wetland habitats. Fish populations have rebounded, hippos and crocodiles have returned, and migratory birds once again fill the skies during the rainy season. The reopening of ancient migration corridors has allowed herds of wildebeest, zebra, and antelope to resume their seasonal journeys. These restored pathways not only support the predators that depend on them, but also rejuvenate the land itself, as grazing and trampling stimulate new plant growth and maintain the health of the ecosystem. In areas once stripped bare by logging or agriculture, reforestation projects have brought native trees and wildflowers back to life. These green corridors provide shelter and food for countless species, from pollinators to birds of prey, and help stabilize the climate by capturing carbon from the atmosphere. Even the most elusive and threatened animals are making a comeback. Pangolins, protected by new anti-trafficking laws and high-tech surveillance, are once again seen foraging at dusk. Black rhinos, their numbers bolstered by carefully managed translocations and round-the-clock monitoring, graze peacefully in grasslands where they had vanished for decades. Smaller predators such as leopards, servals, and caracals have also flourished as prey populations recover and habitats are reconnected. Camera traps reveal a growing diversity of wildlife, signaling the return of a balanced and vibrant ecosystem. These triumphs are not isolated miracles, but the result of relentless dedication, scientific ingenuity, and a deep respect for the interconnectedness of life. Each recovery, whether of a single animal or an entire ecosystem, serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path forward for conservation worldwide. The resurgence of elephants in Nyerere is more than a statistic. It is a living symbol of resilience, a testament to what is possible when science, strategy, and the will to protect converge. These victories inspire us to believe that, with continued effort, the future of Earth's magnificent apex predators can be secured for generations to come. The saga of the apex predator is woven into the very fabric of the wild, a living testament to the power, complexity, and resilience of nature's grand design. These remarkable animals are not merely hunters, they are the vigilant sentinels of their domains, shaping the world around them with every step, every hunt, and every watchful gaze. In the golden light of dawn, a pride of lions moves with regal purpose across the savannah, their presence alone enough to orchestrate the rhythm of life for miles around. Crocodiles, ancient and patient, lie in wait along riverbanks, their silent watch ensuring the balance between water and land. The cheetah, a fleeting shadow on the grassland, embodies the delicate equilibrium between predator and prey, speed and survival. Each apex predator is a keystone, holding together the intricate arch of the ecosystem. Their influence ripples outward, fostering biodiversity and strengthening the resilience of prey populations. By culling the weak and the sick, they ensure that only the fittest survive, fortifying the genetic health of entire species. In the heart of the wilderness, the drama of predator and prey unfolds in a delicate dance. Antelope graze in cautious herds, ever alert to the presence of a lurking lion or a prowling leopard. This constant tension is not chaos, but a vital force that prevents overgrazing, preserves vegetation, and sustains the web of life. Where apex predators thrive, landscapes flourish. Forests remain dense, rivers run clear, and the chorus of animal life echoes through the trees. Remove these guardians, and the balance collapses. Herbivores multiply unchecked, vegetation is stripped bare, and the land itself begins to unravel. From the sun-baked plains of Africa to the arid deserts of North America, apex predators have evolved extraordinary strategies to survive. The spotted hyena's bone-crushing jaws, the wild dog's relentless teamwork, and the rattlesnake's silent, lightning-fast strike are all marvels of adaptation, honed by millennia of natural selection. Every creature, from the elusive snow leopard to the cunning wolf, is shaped by its environment and, in turn, shapes it. Their roles are irreplaceable, their absence felt in every corner of the ecosystem. The tapestry of life is rich and vibrant where these guardians roam, each thread essential to the whole. The wild, untamed beauty of these places is a living reminder of what is at stake. The interconnected systems that govern all life on Earth depend on the presence of these apex protectors. Their vigilance maintains the balance, their strength preserves the wonder of the wild, yet the future of these guardians is fraught with peril. Habitat loss, shrinking territories, and the relentless advance of environmental change threaten to silence their roars and still their footsteps. As their numbers dwindle, the ecosystems they support begin to falter, and the world grows quieter, less resilient. The fate of apex predators is a mirror for the health of the planet itself. Their decline signals a deeper unraveling, a warning that the natural world is out of balance. But where they are protected, where their habitats are restored, and their populations recover, the land rebounds with astonishing vitality. The path forward is clear. The survival of apex predators is not a luxury, but a necessity for the continued health of our world. Their presence is the foundation upon which thriving ecosystems are built, and their future is inseparable from our own. To secure a future for these guardians is to safeguard the balance of nature itself. It is to ensure that the wild heart of the world continues to beat, that rivers flow, forests stand tall, and the chorus of life endures for generations yet to come. Let us see them not as threats, but as the awe-inspiring stewards of a fragile world, a world that in their care remains vibrant, resilient, and full of wonder. Their story is not yet finished. As long as they walk the wild places, hope endures. Beneath the shimmering surface of the world's oceans, a different breed of apex predator reigns. Far from the sunlit savannas and dense forests, these aquatic hunters have evolved strategies as intricate and ruthless as their terrestrial counterparts. In the twilight blue, the orca, or killer whale, orchestrates its hunt with chilling precision. Pods move in coordinated silence, communicating through a language of clicks and whistles. With calculated teamwork, they herd schools of fish into tight balls, taking turns to feed or launch themselves onto icy shores to snatch unsuspecting seals, a display of intelligence and power rarely matched in the animal kingdom. Elsewhere, the great white shark glides through the depths, a ghostly silhouette, its senses attuned to the faintest electrical signals, detecting the heartbeat of prey hidden beneath the sand. With a sudden burst of speed, it breaches the surface in a display of raw force, its jaws closing in a fraction of a second, an apex strike honed by eons of evolution. In coral labyrinths, the moray eel becomes a master of ambush. Camouflaged among rocks and corals, it waits with unwavering patience. When a fish ventures too close, the eel's jaws shoot forward with lightning speed, pulling its prey into a narrow crevice. This strategy, blending stealth and precision, ensures its survival in the bustling competition of the reef. Meanwhile, deep in the abyss, the giant squid stalks its prey in near-total darkness. Using long, sensitive tentacles, it detects the faintest vibrations, latching onto unsuspecting fish and dragging them into a crushing embrace. Here, in the world without sunlight, only the most cunning and adaptable hunters survive. Each aquatic apex predator shapes its domain in subtle but profound ways. By controlling prey populations, they prevent overgrazing of marine vegetation, maintain the balance of coral reefs, and ensure the diversity of ocean life. Their hunting strategies, whether based on speed, stealth, intelligence, or teamwork, are as varied as the waters they patrol. In these silent, shadowed realms, the hunt never truly ends. It is a constant, intricate dance of predator and prey, a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of nature's most formidable aquatic hunters. Across every ecosystem, from the sun-drenched grasslands to the inky depths of the ocean, apex predators stand as the invisible architects of biodiversity. Their presence at the pinnacle of the food chain is not merely a symbol of power. It is a linchpin that holds entire ecological communities together. When an apex predator hunts, the effects ripple far beyond the fate of a single prey. By regulating populations of herbivores and mesopredators, these top-tier hunters prevent the unchecked consumption of vegetation and smaller prey species. This control curbs overgrazing and fosters the growth of diverse plant life, which in turn supports myriad insects, birds, and mammals. In marine environments, sharks and orcas maintain the health of fish populations by culling the weak, sick, or old. This natural selection strengthens genetic lines and prevents disease outbreaks. On land, lions and wolves shape the behavior of herds, driving them to move frequently and avoid overexploiting any one area. The result is a dynamic, ever-changing landscape that supports a broad array of species. The absence of apex predators can lead to dramatic imbalances, a phenomenon known as trophic cascade. Without these guardians, herbivore numbers swell, vegetation is decimated and the web of life unravels. In forests where wolves were removed, deer populations exploded, stripping saplings and altering the very structure of the woodland. In coral reefs where sharks have vanished, smaller predators proliferate, disrupting the delicate relationships that sustain reef diversity. Apex predators are more than hunters. They are the keystones upon which ecosystems are built. Their influence shapes the richness and resilience of life on Earth. Protecting them is not just about saving a single species. It is about preserving the intricate, interdependent tapestry of biodiversity itself. When the sun dips below the horizon and darkness claims the land, a different class of apex predator emerges. The nocturnal hunters, masters of the night, have evolved extraordinary adaptations to dominate their shadowy realms. In the absence of daylight, their senses become sharpened to a razor's edge, each feature honed for survival and supremacy. Among the dense forests, the silent flight of an owl is an evolutionary marvel. Specialized feathers, fringed and velvety, break up turbulence and muffle every wing beat. This near-silent approach allows the owl to swoop down on unsuspecting rodents, guided by asymmetrical ears that triangulate even the faintest rustle in the leaf litter below. In the arid deserts, the elusive leopard stalks under the cover of darkness. Its retinas, packed with rod cells, grant it exceptional night vision, painting the world in shades of grey and movement. Retractable claws and padded paws enable a ghost-like tread, while whiskers sense the slightest changes in air currents, revealing hidden prey. In the tropical rainforest, the jaguar's rosette-marked coat dissolves into the interplay of shadow and moonlight. Their powerful jaws and keen sense of smell allow them to ambush armored reptiles and agile monkeys alike. The darkness is not a barrier, it is their ally, concealing every calculated step. Even beneath the surface of the ocean, nocturnal apex predators reign. The giant squid's enormous eyes are adapted to capture every glimmer of bioluminescence, while deep-sea sharks use electroreceptors to detect the faintest electrical pulses of prey moving through the pitch-black water. These adaptations are not mere curiosities. They are the result of countless generations shaped by the relentless pressure of survival after sunset. Nocturnal apex predators are sculpted by the night, transforming darkness from a disadvantage into a domain of dominance. In the world's quietest hours, they reveal the exquisite ingenuity of evolution, reminding us that life's greatest dramas often unfold far from the light. As the world's climate shifts with unprecedented speed, apex predators, once the unchallenged rulers of their domains, find themselves facing a new and formidable adversary. Climate change, subtle yet relentless, is altering the very fabric of the ecosystems these predators depend upon. In the Arctic, the polar bear's icy kingdom shrinks year by year. Melting sea ice, driven by rising global temperatures, shortens hunting seasons and pushes bears into longer, more perilous journeys in search of food. The thinning ice not only separates them from their primary prey, seals, but also exposes them to treacherous waters and starvation. As their habitat contracts, so too does their population, a silent testament to the fragility of their reign. Across the African savanna, lions and cheetahs contend with shifting rainfall patterns and prolonged droughts. Prey animals migrate in unpredictable ways, their numbers dwindling as water sources dry up. The once reliable rhythms of the savanna are now punctuated by scarcity. Apex predators, forced to range farther and adapt their hunting strategies, face increased competition and dwindling territories. In the oceans, top predators like sharks and orcas are not immune. Warming waters disrupt ancient migration routes, alter prey distributions, and trigger coral bleaching events, unraveling intricate food webs. Some species are forced into unfamiliar waters where survival is uncertain and competition fierce. Even in rainforests and mountain ranges, the story is the same. Jaguars and snow leopards face shrinking habitats as weather patterns become erratic, and human encroachment accelerates in the wake of environmental change. The balance that once sustained apex predators is tipping. with cascading effects throughout entire ecosystems. The impact of climate change on apex predators is not merely a tale of individual struggle, it is a profound shift in the structure of life itself. As these keystone species face mounting pressures, the delicate web of biodiversity they support grows more vulnerable. In the warming world, the fate of apex predators is a warning. The health of the planet's wildest places hangs in the balance, shaped by forces both seen and unseen. Nature's stage is defined by a relentless contest, an evolutionary arms race where apex predators and their prey are locked in perpetual motion, each shaping the fate of the other. Every pursuit, every escape is the culmination of countless generations of adaptation, trial, and survival. On the open plains, the cheetah's explosive acceleration is legendary, honed to perfection by the demands of catching the fleet-footed gazelle. But this speed is not without counter. Gazelles, in turn, have developed acute vision, erratic, zigzagging sprints, and a hair-trigger sense of danger. Each failed hunt or narrow escape refines the skills and instincts of both hunter and hunted, pushing both to new extremes. In the dense forests, the silent stalk of the jaguar meets the wary vigilance of monkeys and deer. Jaguars have evolved powerful jaws and stealthy movements, able to ambush with deadly precision. Their prey, ever alert, rely on sharp hearing and warning calls that ripple through the canopy at the slightest hint of danger. The jaguar's camouflage and patience are matched by the prey's evasive maneuvers and communal vigilance. Beneath the waves, the great white shark's arsenal is formidable. Electroreceptors that sense the faintest heartbeat, rows of serrated teeth, and a burst of speed that ends in a single, decisive strike. But seals and sea lions are not defenseless. Agile and unpredictable, they dart and weave, using bursts of speed and sudden turns to evade their pursuer. Over time, both predator and prey have refined their bodies and behaviors, each innovation countered by another in an endless cycle. This evolutionary arms race is not just a battle for survival, it is the engine of biodiversity. As predators become more efficient, prey develop new defenses. This constant push and pull drives the emergence of new traits, strategies, and even species, weaving complexity into the fabric of life. Apex predators and their prey are bound by this ancient contest, a dance of adaptation that never truly ends. The result is a world of extraordinary diversity and resilience, a testament to the creative power of evolution and the perpetual tension that defines wild places. As we look to the horizon, the future of apex predators unfolds across an uncertain landscape, one shaped by shifting climates, altered habitats, and the accelerating influence of human activity. These top-tier hunters have weathered countless epochs of change, yet never before have the challenges been so rapid or so profound. Rising temperatures redraw the borders of ancient territories. The polar bear, once a supreme hunter of the Arctic ice, now finds its domain shrinking with each passing year. As sea ice retreats, so too do the opportunities for a successful hunt, forcing bears to travel farther and expend more energy in search of scarce prey. In the world's oceans, orcas and great white sharks must adapt to new migration patterns as warming waters push their prey into unfamiliar ranges, testing the limits of their age-old instincts. Across grasslands and forests, the encroachment of agriculture and infrastructure fragments the hunting grounds of lions, tigers, and wolves. Once, their territories stretched unbroken for hundreds of miles. Now they are confined to isolated pockets, separated by barriers both physical and ecological. This isolation threatens not only their numbers, but also the genetic diversity that underpins their resilience. Yet change also brings unexpected opportunities. Some apex predators, like coyotes and leopards, are learning to thrive on the edges of human civilization, exploiting new food sources and adapting their behaviors. These flexible survivors illustrate the remarkable potential for adaptation, but also highlight the delicate balance between coexistence and conflict Emerging diseases, shifting prey populations, and the spread of invasive species add new layers of complexity to the equation. The web of interactions that sustains apex predators is more intricate and more fragile than ever before. As keystone species, their fate will ripple outward, shaping the very ecosystems they anchor. The future of apex predators will be written not just by the relentless forces of evolution, but by the choices made in boardrooms, laboratories, and conservation corridors. The coming decades will test the limits of adaptability and the strength of ecological bonds forged over millennia. In this new chapter, the survival of apex predators will depend on their capacity to innovate, migrate, and endure. The world they inherit will be different, but their continued presence will remain a vital measure of the wild's resilience and of our commitment to preserving the intricate tapestry of life.